this much on the line in terms of you guys are trying to win the West and the SEC overall?
I think we played some games that meant a lot, both of us, for them and us. So I don't know. I don't know if we're really thinking about it as there's that much on the line. We're just going to go down there and try to win the series, and we know we're already getting good positioning in the tournament. We know we can set our pitching up for the tournament. So I don't think we feel like the way you worded that. Like, we're not all stressed out about it. We're just going to go play baseball.
What's your offense? You get go ahead, Nate.
Called A&M the best pitching staff. What sets them apart?
Well, they've got 2 first-round lefties. Now, I don't know if, and that's me talking and hearing scouts and looking at numbers and watching video. I don't know if one of them's going to get to pitch, but their ERA's down, a lot of strikeouts. I mean, they're just talking to other teams that have played them, say their pitching's really good.
Coach, you're hitting, obviously, 6 guys over 300 right now, but really Franklin's not far behind. Just looking at the depth and what it's provided this year.
Well, being a threat at the bottom of the order, and this is what we've gotten. Even, Nesbitt hitting in the 7 hole, and, Franklin 9 and Opitz in the 8. They've gotten a lot of big hits for us. They've even had some games where they've done all the damage. So we all know that the top of the order is feared. They've got to work through those first 6 guys that all have good numbers, are going to hit the ball out of the park, and it's been a key to our offense, knowing that we can score at the end of that lineup, and that's what's really kind of thrown us over the top and helped propel us into the top of the league.
Dave, I think at the beginning, feeling like you weren't going to hit nearly as many home runs, you'd be more speed oriented, but you have hit a lot of home runs. How surprised were you, and just what do you think's been the key to that?
Well, we kind of sat back in the fall and looked at it and really thought that, Ezel's going to hit 7 or 8, maybe. Then you go to Martin. We figured he'd hit at least 10, and Fletcher would hit 10. Kerstad would hit 10. We even said, Kinley might hit 7 or 8 because he hit like 6 or 7 in fall baseball. Kind of added it up. Probably figured we'd hit 50 or 60, and I think we're at maybe 70 or something now. So I don't know. I think bigger, stronger. Guys are on base. Are getting better pitches to hit, working the count a little better, and making guys throw the ball over the plate. Getting better pitches just to drive, and then some of them carried out of the park. It's just been a good effort.
You finish on the road a lot. Can you request that? How does that work?
We finish on the road because of when our finals are. And so basically we're going to finish on the road, just about every year. I know next year I've already seen it, we finish at Tennessee. But next year's schedule is interesting because we open on the road and finish on the road. I didn't complain because you can say I don't like that schedule. To me, it's all what it is. That means that somewhere in there we're going to be playing back-to-back series at home at least once. So, yeah, that's kind of the way that works.
I don't see where Lacey can get reinstated. I think it's a 4-game suspension. And
Yeah.
He can't pitch. Any idea what they might do?
I would think they would go their Tuesday starter. He came in yesterday, and he's been doing really well. His ERA's in the 2s, and he's won almost every midweek game for him, and he's another left-hander and, good velocity guy. And he came in yesterday and gave him some quality innings. So I would say they were setting that up to get him ready.
You've touched on Doak's axis a little bit up there. What is it so special about him?
And he's got what I call a plus curveball. He's got a big arm. He's going to throw the ball 92, 93, 91 all the time, and he can go a little bit more. I think last year we didn't do much with him at all. So he's a year better, a year smarter. It's the end of the year, his last, home game of the regular season for him to pitch, and it's just going to be one where we're going to, if he makes a mistake, we got to take advantage of it. If he gets a little wild, we got to take advantage of it because he doesn't give you much.
Do they have the pitching depth to maybe overcome or not have it affect them as much, not having one of their top starters that might affect?
Well, I know that their Tuesday starter's been really good, and they've faced a lot of good teams, Sam Houston State, just to name one, but they've been winning a lot of midweek games, and he's been their starter, and so we'll see. I don't know. I know that they have depth, and they feel good about they have a lot of big arms. They have a lot of guys that throw really hard, and there's just a lot of good pitching in the state of Texas, and A&M's going to get their share, and they do a great job recruiting.
The SEC is so good, you could be really good and not get a first round bye. How big a deal is that just for not having to extend your pitching staff? And just
Well,
your rest?
it's kind of relief, for the coaches just knowing that we already know the day we're going to play. Obviously, we won't know who we're going to play until the games are over on Tuesday, whoever we're matched up with, whoever wins that game. We don't know a time, but we could start setting our pitching up and planning a little bit, and we know for sure we're going to play 2 games. If you go there and you have to play on Tuesday, it's win or go home. So if you lose, you may have a really good club with a lot of wins, but you came in 4th or 5th or 6th in the league, and you're already going home after 1 game, and that's going to happen to a couple of teams that are just going to sit there and not play. At least we get to stay there, be in that environment, play some good competition, play 2 for sure. If you win 1, you get to play 3. If you win a couple, you get to play 4, and we'll go from there.
I was watching the Twins-Tigers game yesterday, and they showed a picture of Wes in the dugout, and the Twins announcers were talking about what a good job he's doing out there, and so he's playing well. You stay in touch with Wes?
Oh, yeah.
And what do you think of the job he's doing there?
Well, he's doing a great job. I mean, I've talked to him a few times. We text, and I'll probably go watch him play this summer sometime, try to work that around a recruiting trip. But anyway, they've got really good pitching, and he knew that when he took the job. And they like him, and they're winning the league right now. And I think Detroit's in last place. But anyway, that's another story. You're a Detroit fan, right? Yeah, that's okay. I knew that.
How do you feel about your RPI and strength of schedule? Feel pretty good for a top 8 situation?
Yeah, I mean, our strength of schedule is going to get better by playing A&M. It's going to get better by playing the teams that play in the SEC. So what is our strength of schedule now? 10 or 9 or 8 or so it'll get better. And then the RPI is pretty good. You can't control what the teams you've played are doing across the country, but if we win a few more games, it's gonna get even better. I don't think it could fall too much with the teams that we play as well. So we're in good shape. We've had a good year so far, and we've done what we can do. But it's kind of like you can't really worry about those things. We just gotta try to get better and win some games.
Following up on Wes, what kind of job do you think Matt's done coming in with the pitching staff? And it looks like it's going pretty well.
Yeah, well, I've seen our guys get better, especially the second half of the season, and we've dealt with some soreness and some things there that a lot of times will put you in a little bit of a downswing, especially on the weekends, and we haven't had that really for the most part. And he came in a tough situation. Anytime you inherit kids and your season starts within a month or 2, you don't know their personalities, you don't know their work ethic, you don't know them, and you might know of them. And I think he's done a good job of evaluating each player individually and not as just a whole group, and tried to get to know them, and they seem to like him and they respond to him. And they coach and teach a lot the same way. They're just different people. And I've asked guys, some of the older guys, how's it going? And this was months ago, and they all would say the same thing. Hey man, it's going great. We like Matt. He's good.
You're going to make a good hire there anyway, but with the way the season's going, how good do you feel about that hire?
I feel real good about the hire. I mean, he fits in. He likes it here. His family loves it here, and that's big. You want guys that want to be here, and he definitely wanted to be here. He left a good job to come here. He left some good pitchers. He's had opportunities over the last 2 and 3 years to take some really good jobs, and I'm not going to mention any, but there's been a couple of jobs in our league that he's turned down, and he came to us.
Has he been a big part of getting the freshman pitchers going?
I think so, because I've seen him get better, and that's all you can go off of. And sometimes it doesn't happen the first year. Maybe all of a sudden they make a big jump the second year, but I've seen guys make that jump, over the last month or 2. That really helps us as coaches kind of read the future a little bit and what we might need to do here or there. Get another piece to the puzzle this summer, whether it's a junior college transfer or a transfer, and I just appreciate the job he's done.
You mentioned Vermillion being good to go. I mean, is he going to have to work him back a little slowly? Or?
Well, he's usually only a 1-inning guy anyway, maybe 4 or 5 outs at the most. So that's really what we want out of him. If we could get that out of him once a weekend and twice would be great. But just to know that he could go in there and bridge it one game. If we throw a couple guys on a Friday, he can give us an inning on a Saturday that helps us get to the closer or whatever. But yeah, I mean, we'll take our time with him, see how he goes. He's throwing bullpens. He's throwing fine. He feels good. He was close to being ready to go this past weekend, but we thought, we didn't have to use him, and I didn't even put him on the roster, so we weren't tempted to do that. And but he'll be ready this week.
It must be, a couple months since you had every pitcher.
Yeah.
Between Scroggins and Costy Shop. How good does it feel to have, everybody at your disposal, so to speak?
Well, I mean, it feels a lot better than it does, being one or two short, because we were two short a couple of times, and thank goodness our offense, kicked it in that weekend, or, we got big outing from Campbell would give us 7+, and we'd come out with a pretty good lead, and we didn't have to burn guys. But we've had to recycle a couple of guys a couple of times. It's not always the ideal thing to do, but hopefully we won't have to do that, but maybe once a weekend.